We have some important information to keep in mind if FEMA denies your flood claim. And 2 men are arrested after being accused of breaking into a flood shelter. I'm Nick Collum, and this is the Mountaintop Daily. Flood victims who have filed claims with FEMA are now beginning to get letters telling them whether or not their claims have been approved. But officials with the agency stress that if you are told you are not eligible or your claim has been denied, that doesn't mean you have reached the end of the road. It might just mean they need a little more information before approving your claim. Sheldon has the details.
FEMA letters will soon be arriving in the mail and email to flood victims who have applied for assistance, and it's important now to be able to clearly understand what those decision letters are saying.
So one of the important things as part of the application process is you will receive a notice from FEMA. That notice will indicate that you are either approved, you may be currently ineligible, or that you're not approved for federal assistance. Now, it's very important that if you receive a letter that states at the top that you are currently ineligible or that you're not approved, don't stop reading there. Continue reading that letter because it will tell you explicitly in detail as to why that you are currently ineligible and or not approved.
If the decision to render the application ineligible or not approved comes, Browning stresses this may not mean there is then no hope.
That doesn't mean that that you're completely ineligible for federal assistance. It just means we need that documentation so that we can move your application forward.
And should a flood victim see their application turned down, there is an appeal process.
Appealing a FEMA decision, you can do that again via disasterassistance.gov or through the FEMA app and also at those disaster recovery centers. Go in, speak with our folks. They'll walk you step by step on how to appeal that and how to get that application that you submitted moved forward.
Browning says the window for applying is 60 days from the date of the disaster event. Reporting for Mountaintop News, I'm Sheldon Compton.
2 were arrested Tuesday morning after being accused of breaking into a Mullins Elementary classroom, allegedly in an attempt to get to flood victims' belongings. The school is currently serving as a shelter for flood victims, but those staying at the shelter are told they are only allowed to be in the gymnasium and not in other parts of the school. But the Red Cross called police after learning that 46-year-old Curtis Murphy, whose license lists a Louisville homeless shelter as his address, climbed through a classroom window with assistance from 50-year-old David Helsell of Belfry. The investigating officer reported watching surveillance video of the 2 men forcing open a classroom window, with Murphy then climbing into the building while Helsell remained outside, presumably as a lookout. Cameras inside the school then captured Murphy wandering through the hallways looking for a way back into the gym. The police report also says cameras captured Murphy stealing items from other flood victims the previous night. Both men were arrested and charged with second-degree burglary and second-degree criminal mischief. Helsell was also charged with disorderly conduct for allegedly screaming and cursing while being arrested. Both men continue to be held in the Pike County Detention Center. Coming up after the break, a school nurse whose home was damaged in the flood got some help to be able to continue working. We'll bring you her story when the Mountaintop Daily continues.
Hey, it's Kristen, Marketing Manager at Appalachian Wireless. I have some great news. Switching to the region's best network has never been easier. With nationwide portability, you can now bring your number to Appalachian Wireless and experience exceptional local customer service with coverage that keeps you connected. Switch to the carrier that puts you first at home or wherever you go. Make the switch today. Visit AppalachianWireless.com or stop by one of our retail or authorized dealer locations for more information. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
A school nurse at Shelby Valley High School is temporarily displaced after several feet of floodwater made its way into her home. But now she is getting some help from FEMA that will make getting to work much easier. I spoke with the woman today to find out more. One Pike County resident is thankful she can continue to work despite nearly losing her home in the February 2025 flood. Melissa Hyatt, the Shelby Valley High School nurse, will continue to be able to work with students at the school after moving into a temporary camper right next to school grounds. Mountaintop News spoke with Hyatt to learn more.
When we first came back into our home, it was absolutely devastating to see something that we had rebuilt and redone for our family. And when we come in, we saw no hope. But through Judge Executive Ray Jones, he has been very informative about what all is going on and things that we could do. So through that, I learned about the travel trailer program. When he announced that Virgie Library was going to be the housing of the FEMA at first, he informed us to go there and told us that they would be having travel trailers at the Shelby Valley location right outside of my work, and that we would qualify for that. Gave me the next steps to complete, what information to send them so that we could get into the trailer, and told me that in possibly 1 to 3 weeks we would be able to be temporary housed.
Hyatt is happy to remain dedicated to her work despite facing these hardships. She plans to have the house inspected to begin the rebuilding process.
I treat those children like they're my own. I love every student there and know it's a needed service to have us there. So to be able to stay this close and still give back to my school is amazing. So to provide that generous gift of a travel trailer is something that we could, thank you's not enough. And to keep my child, who is also a member of the Shelby Valley school area, in his area. We are going to have some foundation inspections due to some shifting we're noticing as it's drying out. But other than that, we plan to rebuild so that we can stay in our community.
That will do it for this edition of the Mountaintop Daily. Be sure to check us out at 6 p.m. every weekday on Mountaintop TV, the Mountaintop TV app, and the Mountaintop News Facebook page. With your Mountaintop Daily, I'm Nick Collum for Mountaintop News.